Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I'm going to talk about band photos and give you some inspiration with a focus on poses and how to make your poses interesting and why this will help you if you're working on a low budget. It's quite a long title, soz. Okay, so I'm going to talk you through some imagery that I think you can use as inspiration, and I also have a Pinterest board with a gazillion photos that you can use as inspiration. So head over to there after this video if you need ideas or pose options for photo shoots, because I have a load of photos from all, not just band photos, like all kinds of photos that you can take inspiration from. So what I'm really liking at the moment for bands is candid imagery, and I've got an example here which I'll put on the screen as I talk through. So it's just, I think this is a really good way of getting out your personality. And if you're not comfortable posing in front of a camera, as long as you have a good photographer or a friend who you really trust and will take the time to work with you, then candid imagery can work so well. Yeah, the main thing for me is it gets out your personality. It's an action shot. It captures those little moments that are just one in a million. And sometimes I think you do have to take quite a lot of photos in order to get that one, but go with that mindset and I think you'll get some really, really good images. So yeah, so it has to be someone you trust, whether that is a photographer you've hired or a friend who's good at photography. They've got to make you feel at ease, they've got to warm you up, make sure that you let loose, because if you do feel uncomfortable, then that does come through. So they need to basically, their job is to make you forget that there's a camera there. And if you can do that, then those images will be really, really diamond. I think they also need to be quite subtle in their approach to taking photos. So going along with just forgetting they're there, you need to literally not have a clue they're there. Just get on with what you're doing, have a laugh, act how you would. And that's why I think it takes some warming up to get you to that point. But if you can get to that point, that's where the magic happens. So yeah, make sure it's someone you trust, the photographer, make sure they're subtle and they can put you at ease. And then your true personality will come out. So I have talked about this before, but I want to touch on it again. If you are really, because I know some people are actually introverted who are musicians or just aren't comfortable with the whole visual side of things, if music is their strength. So I want to talk about if you just hate being in photos or having your photograph taken, maybe there's a part of you you're not completely comfortable with yet, or for whatever reason, or maybe you just want to keep your privacy, which is fine too. So I'm going to put some poses in here that are a bit more contemporary and a bit more different, but still just as the starting point for ideas and inspiration for where you can take this. And they're poses that don't show your face. And some of these on my Pinterest board are really significant. And if you did a pose like that continuously, that then becomes part of your visual branding and you become known for that style of pose, imagery, whatever you want to call it. So you can actually develop a consistent visual element within your brand that is a pose. And yeah, work in hidden identity if that is your thing, or if you don't feel comfortable, there are ways around that for sure. Another thing with focusing on the pose and making that really interesting and unique is there is less need for location and props. And if money or time is tight, then you don't have to worry about researching, finding those things, finding budgets for them. A pose is free and you can do it anywhere as long as you've got, I guess, an infinity curve or something similar, that a plain background or whatever background, use nature, use whatever. But the pose then becomes the dominant feature of the photograph and the other things fall away. They don't need as much focus. A bonus. And having unique imagery is important. It will be, like I said, become part of your visual brand, and that can really become a recognizable feature for you. So if there is something like this that you can find within your photos that's unique and different and really feels authentic to you, then run with it. And don't be scared to stand out. Just avoid the normal band photos that everyone does, because we've seen them all before. We want something new and exciting that makes you stand out as an artist or a band. And have fun with it. I'm going to put some more images up here of like more fun poses. Again, there's nothing amazingly special or difficult about these poses. They're just showing their personality and they're just a bit different from standing all together or feeling really awkward, posing too much. Just like try and become more natural with it. just play. I know that for some people that's really awkward, the whole like physical theatre movement thing, but just try and loosen up. Definitely warm up before you do a photo shoot. And all this will come easier over time. So the more you can do, just do like photo shoots with friends, mock photo shoots, just practice as much as you can basically, but try to have fun with it. Think of some fun poses, just improvise, all move around together, jump about, and just see what comes from it. You never know. Just basically let yourself loose and be free, because yeah, sometimes little diamond things can come from that. Especially if your brand is all about fun, high energy, letting your personality come through. If it's on the more positive, upbeat side of things, then these poses are going to really capture that. And it is really important, if that is the case, to have fun with it and to feel comfortable. If your brand is more moody, eerie, nostalgic, then that's a bit different and you can go a different way. But these are examples for the like upbeat, fun kind of brands. If you are on the side of moody, eerie, more subdued, then you have so much freedom if that's the mood you want to capture. So like I said, go on my Pinterest board, there's a ton of images there that I think would suit both sides of things. Right, more images up. Utilize your equipment and your instruments. After all, you are a band, and there's nothing more authentic than utilizing your equipment and instruments in your photos. These ones are really creative ways of doing that. So again, take inspiration, see what you can do. Again, I think when you do a photo shoot or before you do a photo shoot, just have a play session, a research session, just do things and snap and see what happens. But yeah, I think using your instruments is a really great, authentic way. You instantly know it's a band shot and it's true to you, obviously. It brings a bit of your personal stuff in there. Yeah, it's a good thing. So see what creative things you can do with it. And lastly, I'm just going to say, I've said this before, but it's important. Make sure you find inspiration in unusual places. Don't just look at band photos. On my board, I've got all kinds. I've got fashion shots, influencer shots, wedding shots, even like school photos could be used. Just use anything for inspiration. Don't just search band photos, because there's just so much more out there and different styles you can adapt and make your own. Maybe bring in influencers from a multitude of places. The main thing is to create something really unique and true to you that makes you stand out as an artist. And you can do that just through a pose. So, and the beauty of that is it's free and it's easy once you've got it. So just don't scrimp on the research time for that stuff. Spend some time just figuring out poses. Do you want your identity hidden? Do you want to be right up there in the camera? Think about your brand and how you want to convey yourself and make sure the pose and the images reflect that. But yeah, I hope this was helpful. Check out my board for more inspiration and yeah, good luck with your photos. See you next time.